It'll fire up. Oh. Fucking hell. Here comes the rain, everyone. Interesting. Lovely. This is day 3 in a row flying. You know, I waited 20 odd days without any flights, crappy weather, and now here we are, day 3 in a row. Outstanding. Start her up. Thanks, mate. Oh, it's been dry. I just couldn't get it to start. It'll fire up. Oh. Of Strathbeg. Now you can just see them over there, there's some transmitters, quite big LF transmitters for submarine broadcast. So, oh here we go, war story coming up. When I was on submarines, we used to get quite a lot of our broadcasts from that transmitter station. There you go. Submarines, strange things. Okay, let's do a story. Some I can't say, all for obvious reasons. But when you go to sea in a submarine, you dive, obviously, and you stay submerged in the nuclear age that we are now for several months, literally several months. And this has a profound effect on the body. They don't know if it's the atmosphere, lack of sunlight, you're breathing, you know, oxygen that's been recirculated and made from seawater. Long story, electrolysis and all that. And for some reason, your body kind of has a few strange effects. One guy I know, he just wouldn't go to the toilet, number 2. And after about a week he went and saw the doc, and the doc gave him this powder, Senecot I think it is, it's known as in the UK. Pregnant women take it, you know, when there's a bit of constipation. And he said, keep taking that for a few days, you will go to the toilet. No, nothing. 3 days later, he goes back to the doc and says, listen, I'm in agony here. I haven't pooped for probably 5 days now, and I'm in absolute agony. And the doc went, holy shit. He wishes. So he said, look, he gave him loads of stuff, basically. Nothing happened. And it got to the stage where the guy was in absolute agony. He was doubled up. And I'll always remember, he goes back to the doc. Doc, it's an emergency situation, I am in agony. And the doctor went, all right. So he goes into his special drawer and he gave him this tablet. I don't know what it is. Anybody in the comments been in this situation? Any submariners in the comments that have gone through this? Be interesting to hear your stories. But so the doctor gave him this tablet and he says, you will shit. Listen, I don't know what it was. And my friend goes, okay, happy with that. He says, just stay near the toilet. So he takes said tablet, washes it down. A day later, nothing. He goes back to the doctor and he says, doctor, I haven't crapped yet. Then the doctor goes, what? Are you joking? That tablet is usually pretty good. He says, I'm not convinced. So he says, stay near the toilet. Very difficult to do on a submarine when you're busy working, lots to do. So he goes back to the mess. Has a cup of tea, you know, because that's what we do in Britain when we're keeping up Britain's nuclear deterrent. We have a cup of tea. So he has a cup of tea, and he's literally sitting there, and all of a sudden there's this rumbling in his tummy, this, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And he literally sprints. Now the nearest bathroom, heads as they are known in the Navy, was about, I would say, 5 meters away. It's a long way on a submarine. And on a submarine, you sometimes have to step over these hatch combings as they go through the frames. So he literally drops his cup of tea, throws people out the way, and as he ran out of the mess, took a left and stepped over the hatch combing to literally, toilet was in reaching distance, the inevitable happened. And much to the joy of passers-by and many of the guys in the submarine. No one helped him, of course. They just stood and laughed at him. So he had to pick up his pace a little bit, get to the toilet, and well, he was in the shower about 5 seconds later, cleaning himself up. So there you go. That's what happens at sea on a submarine. It's not like the movies. You won't see that in the movies. Maybe they should make a movie about that. So there you go. Sorry, I just thought I'd lower the tone. I just saw the transmitter sight there, which you can just see. You might be able to see on the GoPro. And that brought back a fundamental memory that will stay with me until the day I die. I'm still in touch with the guy, and I often bring that up. How I laughed. See, we have stately homes in Scotland as well. Look at that. Very nice. Darling, bring one of the peasants round. I haven't shot one for a while. Interesting. That'd be terribly exciting. Very good. Lovely. Oh, it's heated jacket, heated glove. I am living the dream here. And it is probably about 0 degrees centigrade where I am right now. Well, it's like Daniel. Daniel flying over there, according to Gaggle. And over there, we've got Eric. Got the king! Lovely. Well, if I'm honest, I think we're probably going to land in time for the rain coming. So we'll just make our way back, I think. Now, you may ask, can I fly a paramotor in rain? Now, the answer is strictly no, because your wing's going to get heavier, it's going to, not deform, but it's not going to be as efficient. So, my rule, and most rules of thumb are, if it starts raining, land. Not immediately,
You have been flying for 50 minutes.
I mean, obviously, if it's torrential rain, hailstones,
altitude is
the
near
world is falling out of your arse, then
about 1,700
yes,
feet above ground.
If it's
You are
drizzle,
south
rain,
at 25
slight rain,
miles per
then
hour.
make your way back.
The wind is coming from the north. You're 7
So,
o'clock.
I think it's probably about time we do that, because as you can see there, that rain is quite heavy.
6.0
And
miles
you can
away.
see it over there, so I've got 6 miles to go. I'm doing 25 miles per hour, so it should take me about 12 minutes or so to get back. Just fine. Land, cup of tea, and job's good. But yeah, that rain is coming, so. Here comes the rain, everyone.
So you can see here, it's starting to rain quite heavily. You can see the LZ in the distance, and so I'm not too worried. However, had this rain come on about 10 miles back, I'd be a little bit more worried. That said, your wing is a lot safer than you think in these conditions. But as I said, should it rain, you should immediately make your way back to your LZ, in my opinion. If you do get caught in severe rain, such as hail, snow, etc., and you're a long way from your LZ, then I would probably consider landing out and getting picked up. Sadly, my GoPro dies here, but needless to say, I land with no dramas. Thanks all for watching, and see you at the next one.